Hello coders, welcome to my channel. I am Aniket and today we will be discussing the problem Wi-Fi range from GFG. Let's read the problem. There are n rooms in a straight line. In this university, you are given a binary string S of length n, where Si is equal to 1 means there is a Wi-Fi router in the ith room. If Si is equal to 0 means there is no Wi-Fi router in that room. Each Wi-Fi router has a range of x, meaning it can cover up to x rooms to its left and x rooms to its right. Given x and s, determine whether all rooms are covered by at least one Wi-Fi router. Return true if all rooms are covered, otherwise return false. I consider this test case to explain the question you very well. There is a this binary string, and if you consider this Wi-Fi router can cover up to X rooms right and up to X rooms left. There is no left room, so it can cover this room Wi-Fi. And if you consider this Wi-Fi router, that it can cover up to X rooms left and up to X rooms right. Here, the the X rooms left is this zero, so it can cover this room and it can cover this room. Here there is no room which are not currently having Wi-Fi. All rooms can access Wi-Fi. So in this case you should return true, because in this case there is no at least one room which are not currently having Wi-Fi access. So in this case you return true. I hope you get the question. Similarly, we do this test case also and find whether we should return true or false. In this case, if you consider this and this one, so there are four zeros in between of them. So all rooms can access Wi-Fi or not. Let's analyze this. This room, this Wi-Fi router can give Wi-Fi access to up to two rooms right. So it can cover these zeros, and this one can also give Wi-Fi up to two rooms left. So these zeros are also covered. So in between of these ones, all zeros can access Wi-Fi. So in this case, all zeros can access Wi-Fi in between of these two ones. If you consider these two ones, there are five zeros, and this Wi-Fi router can give Wi-Fi up to two rooms right, so it can cover these zeros, and this room Wi-Fi router can give Wi-Fi up to two rooms left. So you can cover this can cover this room's Wi-Fi, but there is a one room which cannot access Wi-Fi, can't access Wi-Fi. So in this case, there is one room, and if you found at least one room which cannot access Wi-Fi, you should return false. So in this test case, you should return false, because here this room cannot access Wi-Fi. If you carefully see the pattern here and here, then you can find that if the index, let's say this index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This index is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12. And if you found this index is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. So if you carefully see the indexes, the here the index difference is 5, and there is only four rooms in between of them. So 2x plus 1 is equal to 5. So if the index difference is greater than 2x plus 1, then there is at least one room which cannot access Wi-Fi. These two cases will give this observation to us that if the index difference is 2x plus 1, then there is at least one room which cannot access Wi-Fi. Here in this case, 2x plus 1 is 5 and the index difference is 5. Here this condition is not hold, so all of the rooms can access Wi-Fi. In this case, here the index difference is 6 and if you do 2x plus 1, this will give you 5. So here in this case this condition hold, so there is at least one room which cannot access Wi-Fi. So if this condition hold, then you simply return true. What about the boundary ones? Here if you see this segment, then if you see this segment, then this one can cover all zeros because these zeros are in the range of this Wi-Fi router, so it can cover all zeros. If you see this segment, then this one can cover up to two zeros only because the range is 2. If the range is 3, then it can also cover this room also, but in this case the range is 2, so it can cover only this rooms. So this room is cannot access Wi-Fi. So how can you find whether the room is not accessing Wi-Fi from the left leftmost one and the rightmost one? This is the case of leftmost or rightmost Wi-Fi router. This is the case where the all zeros are coming in between of Wi-Fi router. Here all zeros are either left side or all zeros are either right side of the Wi-Fi router. If you carefully see, if the if you carefully see the index difference, here the leftmost index is 0 and the rightmost index, the right index where the Wi-Fi router is present is 2. So the index difference is 2 minus 0, which is 2. And if you compare it with x, that is 2. So in this case, if the index difference is greater than x, then there is at least one room which cannot access Wi-Fi. I hope you got this. In this case, the index difference is 2 and the x is equal to 2. So this condition is not hold. So every room can access Wi-Fi from this router. But in this case, if you take index difference, here this index is 0 and 1, 2, 3. This index is 3, so the index difference is 3 minus 0 is equal to 3. And if you compare it with x is equal to 2, here the index difference is greater than x, so this condition is true. So there is at least one room which cannot access Wi-Fi. So you find a room which cannot access Wi-Fi, so you should return false in this case. I hope you got this intuition from this big test case that if the ones are, so the observation is for those zeros which are in between of two ones, ID difference id difference is greater than 2x plus 1, then simply return false. And for those zeros which are present at leftmost and rightmost part, the id difference, if id difference is greater than x, then simply return false. What happen if there is no Wi-Fi router like this? This should also return false. So the other case is, if there is no Wi-Fi router, then also return false. I hope you got these three conditions very well. Same this thing I will do in my code also. Let's jump to the code. Here is my code. First I store string length into n variable and I initialize a list, array list, and store all indices of 1 into that list. If the list size is 0, it means there is no Wi-Fi router, so simply return false. So consider all ones, consecutive ones, and in between of them, if the index difference is greater than 2x plus 1, then simply return false. This is the case where between two Wi-Fi router, and the other case is the left of first router, which is if the index difference is greater than x, then simply return false. And for other case where the right of the last router, so in this case if the index difference is greater than x, then simply return false. In if uh, in the above cases you cannot return false, then the answer should be true, so simply return true. I hope you get this code very well. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching my video.